Today we're making $1 million pasta salad. It sounds like $1,000,000. So stick around and we'll make this together, or just get the recipe from the description. But first thing we gotta do is start off making our bacon. And I make mine in the oven. You only need about 10 slices, but I'm gonna go ahead and make the whole package. The best way to make bacon, like I said, I'm gonna make mine in the oven. I think that's the best way to make it. I put it on about 350 or 400. I've got it on 400 right now. You're gonna put down some foil. A package of bacon should fit on a big cookie sheet. I check it, every 5-10 minutes. I let it cook a good 15 minutes. Then after that, check it every 3 to 5 minutes. But it just cooks so much better. It cooks it all the way, it cooks it evenly. And you don't have to grease the pan all the way through. There's no parts that are left uncooked or fatty. It's all crisp and just a lot more flavorful and just a lot better, I think. So this is a great way to make your bacon. And I always cut mine in half. It's easier to work with, basically. So this is gonna go in the oven now. I've got it on 400. We will flip these over in 15 minutes and then just keep a close eye on them. So while we're waiting on our bacon, we've got a red and green bell pepper, scallions, red onion, and then some mini penne pasta. So we can start getting some of these things out of the way while the bacon is baking. Okay, this is after 15 minutes. As you can see, they're still not done. We've got to flip them and then we'll put them back in there, and then I'll set the timer for, I'll set them for about 7 minutes. But I'm gonna flip them right now. They cook pretty fast after this halfway mark. And this is our small pan. They went in just a couple minutes after the other ones, but we're gonna go ahead and flip them too. You need 1 medium red bell pepper. We're gonna chop this up. And just a little reminder for those of you who keep a compost bucket, or if you don't, you might want to start one. Just any old bucket is fine. But when you're cutting up veggies, you need a compost bucket by your side. These are just ice cream buckets. These are my compost buckets. I get them full, then I take it outside and I put it in my compost. And I've got some of the most awesome compost every year because of nothing that's cooked, okay? It's got to be fresh. It's for your garden, by the way. It makes beautiful soil along with a few other ingredients. It makes beautiful, beautiful soil. And it's wonderful for your vegetables and your garden just in general. Let me rinse these off. They are really close to being done. I'm not going to set the timer. I'm just going to keep going back there and looking and checking on them. I'm going to rinse these and check on my bacon one more time. Okay, some of these, like these over here, you can tell that they're done. So I'm going to get these, go ahead and get these off there. And let's see, the rest of them I'm going to put it right back in though for a minute or two. Then they should be done. Let's see, well this one's done. Put this back in there, and the other tray may be done. little little cookie sheet. Looks like there's maybe a couple that are done. I can take off there. Usually they all cook about the same and have the same timing, but today they're not. Okay, down here. These won't take much longer. I wish you could smell it. Oh, smell. You know, when that cools off, I will be trying this bacon. Make sure it tastes all right. Yeah, right. Okay, we're gonna chop up our peppers. Chop them up real fine. But probably about 3/4 of it. So there's the red pepper. Okay, they look done. This is a little cookie sheet. They look pretty done. I know that's a lot of grease, but you know, I mean, I drain mine on a paper towel, and I don't eat all that grease, but and I leave all the grease on the foil and roll it up, throw it away. So okay, these are done as well. Okay, so I'm gonna take these off here and put them on my plate and finish with my pepper. So there's all of the wonderful bacon, but yeah, there's a little grease on top, but I just dab it off with the paper towel, and then I have paper towels underneath to soak up all the excess grease as well. I don't like all that grease, but this is a great way to make them. I mean, look how evenly, you know, it just cooked all the way through, you know. Correction, we will have our $1 million pasta salad. I keep forgetting to say salad. Sorry. Okay, before we start chopping up the rest of our veggies, we need to get our pasta on the stove boiling. So we need 16 ounces of mini penne. 16 ounces is equal to 2 cups. So I'll need 2 cups of this for my salad. So I'm going to go ahead and get this on the stove. We're going to cook the pasta until probably al dente, which takes about 9 to 10 minutes. Okay, 16 ounces of our mini penne, 2 cups. Aren't they cute? They are cute. Okay, I added a little salt, a couple shakes of salt in there to keep the pasta from sticking. These were little extras that fell overboard. Okay, so we will bring that to a boil, and you just want to cook it till it's tender, and then it's just a matter if you like it more firm or softer. I like mine a little more firm, al dente, so the box says it will take 9 to 10 minutes. Okay, back to our veggies. We've got a red onion, a little bit of a red onion. I don't like a whole lot of onion in mine. And I'm going to take this outer layer off. Put it in my compost bucket. I'll probably just put like a couple thick slices. And this is for me. This is how much I like. And use it for my next recipe. Okay, so we've got looks pretty orange and pretty purple and white. Okay, and we need 1/2 cup or 2 scallions. And the red onion, that was a 1/2 cup as well. So that comes out about right. I need to rinse this off. And the pasta is boiling, so I set the timer for 9 minutes for al dente. So I just washed these off. And I'm just gonna slice them real thin. Okay, look pretty good. It's getting really colorful. Now we have our seasonings and our mayo and buttermilk. We are going to whisk that up. Oh, and ranch seasoning. You're going to need 2 1-ounce packets of ranch seasoning. You need a 1/2 cup of mixed herbs. Also, they just have the Italian, but that will work. And some garlic powder, pepper, ground black pepper. And like I said, mayo and buttermilk. And we will mix this up. Let me get another bowl. Pasta's done. And it's just right. I always taste one. Yeah, just right. And since this pasta is going into a salad, a cold salad, it's going to be a pasta salad. We have to rinse this with cold water. Sit there and drain a little bit. Now we're going to whisk together our ingredients for the dressing part. So we're going to start off with 1 cup of mayo. Okay. A 1/4 cup buttermilk. Or 2 1-ounce packets. Okay, so I've got the 2 1-ounce packets. teaspoon of garlic powder. And a half teaspoon of black pepper. It also calls for a half cup of fresh chopped herbs. This is what I have. I have fresh dill just because I've been doing pickles. But then I just have, you know, parsley in a seasoning container and then regular and chives in a little seasoning container. That's the kind I have. So this is what I'm going to use, these three, and I'll just mix them up in a half cup. I doubt I get a whole half cup. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and chop up some fresh dill. I was hoping this wouldn't go to waste because my cucumber plants are pretty much done. They're done putting out their cucumbers for the year. So I had all this beautiful, look how pretty that is, all this beautiful dill, and I did not want it to go bad, so this is great. I didn't even think about putting it in salads, I really didn't. Alrighty, so this will be nice. Okay, beautiful, very beautiful. I love it. So I'm gonna put these with the chopped vegetables. There's our beautiful chopped veggies so far, and parsley. I'm just gonna use the rest of this one. Got our parsley and then our chives. Let's see. Okay. More of something in there, do it. It's all yours. Especially like in salads, you know, just have fun with salads. Go crazy with it. We still have to chop our bacon. So let's do that. And usually I'll just tear this up, you know, by hand instead of chop it all up. But actually I might chop it today. I think I will. Get a little bit smaller pieces that way. Yeah, salads are a lot more lenient. You can have more fun with it. Instead of getting my fingers all greasy again. I'll do it this way. It's okay. Okay, I'm sorry. Excuse me. I gotta have another bite. Okay, so let's whisk our bowl with the salad dressing mix. Okay, now we're going to mix our pasta, and you want to make sure you have done this early enough to where it could sit there and drain, get all the excess water out of there too. So, adding our pasta, then we'll add our veggies with the bacon, and then the cheese, and we could add a little, you can add whatever you want to garnish the top. You know, I didn't cut any extra scallions or anything like that, but after it chills for, it says 1 to 8 hours, and when you get it back out, then you put a cup of cheese on top with some scallions, whatever. I need to get my cheese too. And I think, let me see how much cheese. That dill smells really good. Okay, so I have some medium cheddar, shredded cheddar. And we're going to put a cup to a cup and a half. So the rest of this bag, which is almost a cup. Mine will probably be more like 2 cups because I love cheese. I think that, yeah, that's about right. So, 2 cups of cheese there. Okay. We're going to give it a good mix. Hopefully, and if I don't have a big enough bowl, then I'll have to change bowls, won't I? Looks pretty, doesn't it? Now, the recipe I have followed, of course you want to make every recipe your own too, but it calls for cherry tomatoes in the salad also. And I have a ton of cherry tomatoes from my garden, of course, but for some reason I just don't like cherry tomatoes in my salad, especially if the salad is gonna, you know, sit in the fridge for a certain amount of time, a long period of time. You know, it has to chill. This is supposed to chill from 1 to 8 hours. So, I mean, the tomatoes always seem to get real mushy and nasty, I think. You know, I don't like cherry tomatoes when they're going to be in a salad that's going to sit for a while like that, or too long, you know. So if it was a quick salad, like for a one night salad, oh, I would love it. So I'll probably eat cherry tomatoes as I go. But just letting you know, that is part of the recipe. It calls for, I think, a half cup or a cup of cherry tomatoes halved. Oh, it looks wonderful. It looks really good. What do you think? What do you think? I think it looks wonderful. And it would look prettier with the cherry tomatoes in there. But I'm not going to get them in there and, you know, not eat them. So, but when I sit down to eat a bowl of this, I will probably have a few cherry tomatoes with it. Because we got quite a few from our garden this summer. That's the kind of tomatoes I like. Okay, I'm going to try this real quick, and then I'm going to let you go. Let me get a fork. Try this baby. And look, if I eat out of the bowl, it's okay. When you see me do this, it's not gross, or I have no manners, and I'm, you know, uncouth, whatever. Nobody else eats salad in this family, so so it's all mine. That's kind of a big bite there. All right. Yeah, it's good, guys. It's good. I've never had it before. It's different. It is a little different, but it is really good. The bacon, the dill, the bacon, the dill, and the ranch, you know, with the buttermilk. Oh my goodness, yeah. This is definitely $1,000,000. Yeah. All right, give it a try. Let me know what you think. And thanks for watching today. And I'll talk to you soon. But like I said, leave me a comment. I love your guys' comments. So leave me a comment. Let me know some new recipes you'd like to see me make, or that you've made, or whatever. Or if you've tried this or not, or any of them that you have tried. Okay. Have a good day. Bye.